Good day, everyone. Today we are going to explore writing, the purposes of teaching writing, the principles of writing instruction, ways of understanding writing, as well as the two major views on teaching instruction. As we go along with our discussion, I'll ask questions to make sure that you are really following with our lesson for today. So please prepare a one whole sheet of paper so you could take notes. Let's start with something honest. Writing is difficult, not just for children, even college students like us. Why do you think the reason why? It is because writing needs clear and organized expression of ideas. Kasi when we talk, we can say, oops, wait lang. I mean, blah blah blah, and fix ourselves. But writing doesn't work like that. When you write something, the reader will see every mistake, like every little mistake. Also, writing has to stay focused on the topic sentence or the thesis statement. If you talk in person and suddenly add a side story, people won't mind. But if you do that in writing, your teacher might put comments like, off topic, where is your main idea? And let's be honest, writing in English makes the task even harder. I remember writing my first reaction paper in college. I had the ideas, but forming them into proper English sentences felt like building puzzle without any guide. Like I am confused where to start and where to end my sentences. What about you? What part of writing do you find the hardest? Is it starting or organizing your ideas or finishing it? Please write it on your one whole sheet of paper. Now, moving on, future teachers are reminded that one cannot teach what they do not possess. This simply means that before a teacher can help students write well, they must understand writing themselves. They must understand first the nature, the process, and strategies of effective writing instruction. Teaching writing isn't just saying write a paragraph. It includes guiding the students, giving constructive feedback, teaching grammar, and helping them express their ideas. But how can you teach your students if you yourself do not know what is writing or do not understand what is writing? Bagot 2012 even describes teaching writing as a complex process for most teachers. In simple terms, this means that even teachers struggle. So, how can you teach your students if you yourself is also struggling in writing, diba? Many teachers today don't feel completely prepared to teach writing effectively. That is why as future educators, we really need to sharpen our writing skills as early as now. Next, let's talk about something we all relate to, the social media. How social media changed the landscape of writing and how social media influence the way we used to write. Digital platforms like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter have changed how people write. Anyone who posts or comments is technically a writer. Some even become citizen journalists by sharing news or their personal observations. So when we say citizen journalists, this simply refers to ordinary people who post comments or shares opinion using social media platforms. This is great, right? Because we get more chance to express ourselves. We can practice our writing every day and we become more confident to express our thoughts. But here's the catch. Students sometimes copy their writing style from influencers who don't always use proper grammar, structure, or respectful language. I admit that I use lowercases when I chat online and then I don't usually practice punctuations. So when it comes to writing, boom, no capitalization or zero punctuation habits. And that's how social media influence our writing. For you, how has social media influenced your writing style? Is it positively or negatively? Please write it on your one whole sheet of paper. Now, let's go deeper. Writing isn't just a school requirement, it is a powerful communication tool that has existed for thousands of years. Ancient writing systems like cuneiform hieroglyphs, and Baybayin recorded history and culture. Without writing, we wouldn't know much about the past. Writing also helps preserve stories, traditions, important events, and indigenous knowledge. Teaching writing properly ensures that students know how to express ideas clearly, not only for grades, but for life. So let's proceed to the purposes of teaching writing as stated by Harmer in 1998. First, we have reinforcement. Everyone, please read. Okay, thank you. So writing helps you remember better. When you write something, your brain remembers it more. For example, I used to rewrite my notes after class. I've noticed that the lessons stuck in my mind better compared to just reading them. So that is how reinforcement works. Now let's proceed to language development. Everyone, please read. Okay, thank you. So writing helps your language grow because in writing it will make you think step by step like what will I write or what words will I use for this and how will I organize my ideas. It teaches you how to think clearly. An example for this is when you are writing an essay and you will think like what is the main idea for this, and that's already a language development. Now we have the learning styles. We all know that people learn differently, right? Some learn best by listening, some learn best by reading, and some learn best by writing. In my high school years, I have a quiet seatmate that never recited, but she is a good writer. So in this way, students who are shy or soft spoken can express their thought clearly in writing. So this is one of the purposes of teaching writing. Lastly, we have writing as a skill, so meaning that writing can be learned. It is a skill developed through constant practice, not something we learn instantly. So we cannot master writing in just one day. We need to practice and then we commit mistakes and then more practice. Remember that even best-selling authors revise their drafts many times before publishing their books or before publishing their works. So you should not discourage yourselves just because you are not good in writing right now doesn't mean that you cannot develop it over time. Again, what are the purposes of teaching writing? We have reinforcement, language development, learning styles, and writing as a skill. So after learning these purposes, which of these purposes feel most true for you? Please write it on your one whole sheet of paper. Let's move on to the principles. First, we have the essence of writing. Like what I've said a while about that writing is a powerful and flexible communication tool, and it has many forms like telling stories, explaining ideas, persuading others, and expressing feelings. According to Graham et al., that the power of writing resides in the many ways it can be used. So meaning that writing is useful in school and as well as in real life. Next, we have need for effective instruction. So a good writing instruction must be based on research. Teachers should not guess when teaching writing. They must use methods proven to help students. Example, instead of just saying, write a paragraph, teachers should guide students through brainstorming, outlining, drafting, and revising. In this way, it makes learning writing more easier. Saavedra's research showed common writing problems in students like weak vocabularies, difficulty organizing ideas, low motivation, and grammar and spelling issues. I honestly relate to the difficulty organizing ideas part because sometimes there are a lot of information or ideas in my head that when I write them on, they eventually fade. Next, we have knowledge of effective writing. So teachers must prepare students to be strategic, knowledgeable, and motivated writers. Students need strategies to become confident writers. They must learn how to plan, revise, check errors, and use examples to help them from feeling stuck. Lastly, we have effective writing procedures. Teachers must use different writing approaches because not all students learn the same way. Some need examples, some need models, and some need step-by-step activities. So teachers must know diverse approaches that suit to their learners' needs. How about you? What writing strategy helps you the most? Please write it on your one whole sheet of paper. Writing is powerful enough to influence society. Do you agree with this? Of course, yes. Think of Rizal's Noli Me Tangere. It helps awaken national identity. Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth sparked global climate concern, and Greta Thunberg's post inspired youth activism. So basically, writing is not just words. It can change minds, inspire movements, and educate people. After knowing the perspectives on writing, let's move on to Yagelski's ways of understanding writing. He describes writing in four meaningful ways. First, writing is a powerful means of communication. Writing lets people share ideas, feelings, information, and experiences. It is how we write letters, send text messages, post on social media, explain research, and tell stories. Writing helps people communicate across time and distance. Someone can read your message even years after or on the other side of the world. For example, posting online about a community issue can spread awareness and get people to help. Second, writing is a way to participate in society. Through writing, individual can take part on social issues and community discussions. This includes commenting on social issues, writing blog posts, participating in debates, and publishing articles. Writing allows you to use your voice even if you are shy or quiet in person. Next, writing is a unique form of thinking. It supports learning. Writing slows your mind down. It forces you to reflect, analyze, and organize your thoughts. Many people realize what they truly feel only after writing it down. Because writing helps with understanding problems, planning decisions, and processing our emotions. For example, when you write a journal about a stressful day, you start understanding when you write, you will start understanding why you feel that way. Lastly, writing is a way to understand oneself and the world. This is the deepest meaning. Writing is not only about communication, it is also about self discovery. When people write, they reflect, they gain new insights, they discover their value, and they understand the world more deeply. Writing connects the inner world, like the thoughts and feelings, with the outer world, like the society, culture, and events. For example, writing your personal essay helps you see the experiences that shape who you are. And for our last question, which of the four meanings best describes your relationship with writing? Please write it down on your paper. Now, let's look at the two major views on writing instruction. There are two big ways teachers look at writing instruction: writing as a cognitive ability versus writing as a sociological phenomenon, and writing as a product versus writing as a process. I am tasked to discuss writing as cognitive ability versus writing as a sociological phenomenon. Now, what is writing as a cognitive ability? This means writing is a thinking skill. It includes choosing ideas, organizing them, understanding grammar, and considering the audience. Example, writing a paragraph about your dog requires thinking. Thinking about how to describe it, how to explain why you love it, and which details matter. Next, we have writing as a sociological phenomenon. This means writing depends on purpose, audience, situation, and culture. For example, you write differently when you are talking to your best friend, or to your teacher, or even to your employer. Different communities have different writing styles, may it be in academic, creative, business, technical, etc. That ends my part. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. But before that, I've prepared questions to test if you truly understand our discussion for today. Please read the questions carefully and write your best answer on your papers.